It is incredible, though, how skilled a narcissist Nancy Mace is. She went into a meeting with the Epstein survivors and made it about her. And, of course, that's how a lot of the media played it.
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, and he's about to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, who's a convicted child and R-worder. And this time, it's not just my normal reminder before I get into the story. It is the story. You see, Nancy Mace busted out the scenes yesterday, crying, panic attacked, and just couldn't handle it because she was talking to one of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. And it's gross. It's not easy. It's uncomfortable. It is sad. On the other hand, Nancy Mace is a piece of shit. Horrible, disgusting piece of shit. Someone who polices bathrooms and tries to get trans people. Nancy Mace has actively destroyed people's lives. So when I see her come out crying and dry heaving, and I see her face get red like an apple and all of her veins in her neck popping out, the sympathy that I feel isn't for her. It's for the person who she couldn't keep talking to. Other people felt differently, and I understand that. I understand that that is triggering to survivors. We have a whole series going on about who is Paolo Zampoli, and I started that with talking about the survivors, not him, because I understand as best I can that they need a voice. Now, some may say that my take is too harsh, or that I am not the person to make it. Let me show you what this response was from Steve Schmidt.
Nancy Mace left a meeting with Epstein survivors in tears. She said she hyperventilated, she started shaking, and she ran out of the room. She talked about the incident when she used her office to smear 4 men from the floor of the House of Representatives with charges they all denied. Nancy Mace, in a Congress full of narcissists, may be the foremost amongst them. A freak show, a look-at-me carnival act that has channeled her mental illness into the vocation of politics. And now, the unfit Nancy Mace seeks the governorship of the state of South Carolina. And no doubt, she'll have a good chance of winning there. In South Carolina, the people have made Nancy Mace their congresswoman. And Nancy Mace has been made famous by America's corrupt media. Now, the Epstein victims are on Capitol Hill because Congressman Ro Khanna, Democrat from Silicon Valley, and Thomas Massie, a MAGA Republican on everything except the Epstein files, are demanding their release. It is incredible, though, how skilled a narcissist Nancy Mace is. She went into a meeting with the Epstein survivors and made it about her. And, of course, that's how a lot of the media played it. Look at me, I'm a bigger victim than thee. And this is the lifeblood of MAGA.
Yes. What don't you get? That's tough, I know. No one on the left came out to say that. And it's for good reason, because we see the whole context and we just don't want to say somebody's lying about their abuse. I, for one, am going to say, I don't care. That's harsh. I know. The truth is the truth. I don't give the benefit of the doubt to liars. You shouldn't either. Giving the benefit of the doubt to someone who's proven themselves to be a liar, a cheater, a thief, a dangerous person is putting your family and yourself in danger. But because we don't understand the dynamics of war versus peace, we'll fail again. We're going to fail again. If we have elections in 2026, we may just win the House or the Senate. It's a long shot. There's a lot of ifs. If we're allowed to have one, and if we just so happen to win, if we're not electing people like Mamdani, like Jasmine Crockett, like AOC, we're going to lose in 2028. If. The main reason why someone's not willing to say what I just said about Nancy Mace is because they have a certain thing inside them that feels a certain way when they say it, because for the most part, we shouldn't act like that. That's true. On the other hand, if you realize that we're in war, you'll realize that the rules change. Part of the cost of war isn't just people dying. The cost of war is PTSD. The cost of war is dreams at night that won't go away and thoughts that are debilitating, that stay with you for the rest of your life. The cost of war is families separated but never coming back. The cost of the war is changing on the inside and wishing you hadn't. Those are the costs of war. And if you don't realize that you're in a war and you're still using the old rules and you're still not expecting to pay these costs, you'll fail, you'll lose, you'll die, and you'll lose your country, your rights, and your children's rights, and your grandmother and grandfather, and everything you love. What that means politically, the political equivalent to those costs are being able to say that thing that makes you uncomfortable, that might even be emotionally distressful, and you have to sit with it. But you save that message because you know it's true and it's politically expedient, meaning that it has a high likelihood to destroy your political enemy, destroy their soft power, or it has a high likelihood of building your side's defenses against this enemy's soft power. Here's an example. Do you know that it is not a war crime to shoot someone in the face if they have a weapon and they're the enemy, and kill and blow them up? It is not a war crime. It is a war crime not to feed them when they're your prisoner, not to torture them if you've captured them. The reason why is because the rules of war, the rules of engagement, say that if someone is an enemy and they're dangerous, you attack them. And when they no longer pose a danger, you do your best to keep them alive, safe, and look for information. Nancy Mace is still your enemy. She still holds the weapon in her hand. Here's another thing. Watch this. This is the next thing we're going to talk. Just watch this shit.
Course is an effort to fund liberal influencers, giving them hundreds or sometimes thousands of dollars per month, depending on the creator and the deal they signed, and to amplify them in order to spread Democrat talking points. Wired notes that Course is funded by the 1630 Fund, a liberal response to conservative dark money groups and organizations like the Koch network. Wealthy people can influence elections and politics without being held to account. Conservatives, Nazis, and the religious right, but I repeat myself, have been using dark money groups for years to great effect. And so instead of, say, working to curb this kind of blatant anti-democratic electioneering, Democrats decided to just do it too. Fair enough. I guess we are a long way from the current Supreme Court overturning Citizens United. So sure, Dems should get to be a little unethical too as a treat.
Now, she's correct. She's 100% correct. How could you just do the same things as the other? It's even laughable. Said in jest. On the other hand,
Chorus. Okay. The lawyer also says that creators are free to work with other groups or take on other partnerships outside the Chorus program and say whatever they want as part of that work or on their own, which I personally find pretty confusing because nowhere in the article does it say that creators aren't allowed to work with other groups. So great. Okay.
Yeah. So she knows that the people can say whatever they want anywhere else. It's just that these people who pay them say, we don't want you to say this because you're taking our money when you say it for us. But you can go anywhere else. And you're still mad? No, it's because you want a soapbox. You want to feel better. You want to think great about yourself because you don't understand the costs of war. So I'm going to say this one time and one time only. Fine. Not everybody can pay those costs. So if you don't understand the money that it takes, if you don't understand when we're at peace, what rules are to be used, and when we're at war, what is considered a war crime and what's not, if you don't understand that in peace we cannot gerrymander, you put forward bills to make gerrymandering illegal. But in war, you gerrymander the shit out of every state until you get peacetime and bring it back up again. Because it's not a war crime when your enemy has the gun. It is to pull the trigger when we're not at war. We're at war. And if you can't accept those costs, you can't accept having people fund people on the left? Ooh, a liberal group giving liberals money? Then shut the fuck up. Go home and let us do it for you. Either way, understand they will come with costs. You don't have to pay them, but if you're not willing to pay them, shut up. Go home. Leave it to us. On that same vein, I'm coming out with 3 more videos. If you watch the video that I call Lesson 1 on psychological warfare, it's somewhere here. At the end of that video, I give you some tools and weapons to use. I'm coming out with 3 more. We'll call it Lessons 2 and 3, and I'm going to show you how to also fight back. That come with costs. And if you're not willing to pay them, just enjoy the show and then shut up and go home. For those who are willing to pay them and keep a country, at the end of those videos, I'll give you the tools you need and the weapons you need to save yourself in this place if you use them correctly. Either way, don't come in the comment section and ask me why. Thanks, Marjorie Taylor Greene, for what you did yesterday. Tomorrow, when she goes back inside the House of Republicans, right? The House of Republicans, not the House of Representatives. She holds the weapon. Will you praise her forever? I hope not. I got 3 videos coming out between now and Monday. At the end of each one will be weapons you need to know. Stay tuned. Because tomorrow we fight. Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're gonna pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.